What's going on, yo? How y'all doing out there? What's up,
What's
guys?
happening, player? What's going on?
What's going on?
Cheers to the tea drinkers out there.
Cheers and green mug. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Salute. I was honestly kind of obsessed with I used to have coffee when I came home from work or whatever. Now I just kind of wait a little bit. Have a nice ass cup of tea. Does the job. Does the trick.
Yeah, honestly, I was just trying. I always I always fill my water up, and then was like, maybe a cup of tea sounds nice.
Right?
And then I saw one in our jar, and it was like stress relief. So I'm like, oh fuck it,
Need
let me
that.
get some of that. And there's a nice message too. It says on the little tag thing in here,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
says
yeah. I don't think I get those.
without the storms and rain, life would cease to be.
I got 300 years of expertise drinking life.
Oh yeah,
Just the brand. But, so, got to show this. This is literally my favorite mug of all time.
oh yeah.
Says,
I
Merry whatever
before
and happy
when
go
you
away.
had it the other way, I was like, that's definitely a Christmas mug.
It is, but I mean, you can't go wrong with That's my mentality. Merry whatever, and it should say, and happy go the fuck away. But
Yeah,
we gotta sell that at home goods, so
I mean
Um,
we can make our own
this
jugs.
is true. This is true. So
What's happening?
Monday night session here. Yeah, we usually give y'all a heads up on when we're streaming, but tonight we said screw it. We're just
Fuck it.
gonna jump on, see who joins, see who wants to hang out with us on a Monday night. And obviously the Celtics are on tonight.
Yeah,
The battle on the
fucking
Grizzlies.
10 piece to the Grizzlies right now.
Yeah, so not missing much. It's a TNT game, which I didn't know TNT was on Monday nights now. I think they're doing it probably because of the tournament and they're losing out on, the
Yeah,
Thursday nights. But when I saw TNT, I was like, it's Monday.
yeah. This time of the year is kind of like, and it sucks too because it's the tournament, but the tournament hasn't been as exciting, obviously. And like the playoffs for NBA is in
Nope.
here. The draft is slowly
Slowly.
approaching,
Slowly
and baseball
approaching.
is just starting. So obviously, we
We'll
got a
get into
couple things to talk
baseball.
about regardless. But it's
Um,
just like, and that goes to your point with the TNT and the NBA. It's like, I don't know what Adam Silver did with all these TV contracts, but like this is a part of the reason why the product is what it is today. I
yep.
mean, these I think he just bit off more than he can chew with these
Yep.
deals and
You know what's
just not
funny?
living up to it.
I'm literally writing an essay in my comp class right now about the decline of the NBA, their ratings, and what they have to do in order to basically save the league. So it's funny you brought that up. I'm literally piecing together what went wrong with this league. Like it used to we've said it a number of times before that the NBA used to be must see TV. It used to be you had to watch. It's the NBA and NBC had the music, the theme song, the round ball rock. Um, Sunday afternoons with Lakers Knicks or Rockets Knicks because obviously the Knicks and Lakers are always on, but Bulls when Mike was there,
Facts.
the Hornets. I remember were kind of a thing too back then.
I mean,
Um,
the Bulls had their own intro. You
right. Right.
know, it's like they had a commercial
Yeah.
intro for
Yep.
their
The running of
games. Like
the Bulls.
That's
Yeah.
when like
Yep.
ball was life, and I don't know if that kind of plays into it too, right? Like I don't think ball is really life anymore. Like
No.
for the youth, it's like, and we can go. This shit can derail as many times
Facts.
as possible, but it's
Facts.
just like, like you used to want to watch the NBA because you thought you were gonna be in it one day.
Yep.
Like everything about it.
And if
Like
you say you didn't think you were gonna be, you're a liar.
yeah, like
You're
come
a
on.
goddamn liar because everybody thought they were gonna make the NBA when they were 8 to 10. You shit
Facts.
me those SYL games? Come on. Come on.
Man, imagine the media at SYL back in the day.
We would have scared them away, to be
Some of our
completely honest with you.
basketball would be unreal.
No, no. That was pure in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s was pure basketball. You can't get much better than that. And I know we're starting, tonight with some March Madness, but it kind of flows into it because the tournament sucked. I don't care, and I know I sounded like Maz right there. I was like, but like, it sucks this year. There's no way around it. And I've gotten responses like, "Well, what do you expect? What do you expect with the NIL? Blah blah blah. What do you expect with all the talent that Duke has?" I'm like, Duke's rolled through everybody. We all knew that Duke is so talented that they're probably going to roll through everybody they play. But what about everything else around Duke or Auburn?
Yeah.
Like, what about the upset? There's no upsets. There's no competition. Like this past weekend, 3 out of the 4 games sucked.
Second
And this is the
time,
Elite Eight.
second time in tournament history, all number ones
And you know
made it to.
the last time it happened was
Yeah,
in San Antonio.
you made that
It
point
was in
earlier. Yeah, San
San
Antonio.
Antonio in '08. Fuck you, Phil. Screw you, Auburn. Screwed up. Dude, if Michigan State pulled off the upset yesterday, we would have had a lot of things paid off.
For
Let's put it
sure,
that
yeah. I mean, well, at the end of
way.
the
A lot of
day,
things would have been paid off. I would have texted you being like, "Yo, where are like where are we going for the Patriots? Because we just hit." That's all I needed was just the Michigan State win yesterday, and the return on DraftKings. They would have thrown up. They would have been like, "We got to give this dude all this money." Like, really? So to say the least that I was depressed last night is an
I could.
understatement. That's why
I,
I don't think I answered you. I don't think I answered a lot of people last night because after that game, I was just like,
yeah,
I didn't lose
I
much. Like, I didn't lose a lot of money, but I put together like an 8-leg parlay, and everything hit. But
no
Michigan
cash
State.
out.
I was greedy. I wanted the whole bag. I wanted the whole
Uh,
bag, man. I want like I'll say it on air. I don't give a shit. If it hit five, 5K in my pocket, well, I would have split it with you. Screw it. 2.5 in mine and 2.5 in yours, and we'd have been golden. But
oh yeah,
thank you. I mean, Tom Izzo, man, I love him. I really do. I think he's a great coach. Your boys weren't ready yesterday to face Auburn.
no,
They couldn't shoot. They missed every open shot. It seemed like they forgot how to play basketball.
yeah,
I
it wasn't pretty
I
at all.
didn't understand what they I don't know. I don't know. I was very confused at what was going on there. Then they came back and they forgot that Auburn can shoot
Yeah,
threes. I don't understand.
yeah, didn't capitalize in crucial moments, and
This Broom goes out,
yeah,
which thank God he's not serious here
for
because
sure.
you never want to see that.
Yeah, you don't
You
ever
want to
want to
see
see
their
that,
best.
especially right now,
Right.
especially this late. Yeah.
And especially if it ends up being Auburn and Duke, which I still have a chance to win both the bracket pools I'm in if it ends
Okay.
up being Florida and Duke. and Duke wins it. And I have
Okay.
a futures bet on Duke. So there's still some money to be won here, but not 5K like last night because of freaking Michigan State. But anyway, um, it's just you never want to see somebody like that because you want the best to play the best. If it's Auburn Duke, you want Broom versus Flag.
For
Like,
sure, yeah.
and when he went down, I was like, oh, shit, that sucks. But I literally looked at the cash out when he went down, and I was like, that's not okay. Like, because I figured they'd be like, oh shit, no. And then Michigan State was just like, oh, your best player's out.
Nah,
That's
we
funny.
still
All right,
don't want to play.
that's cool. That's cool. That's sorry, but you know what? We feel bad for you that your best player's out, so we're gonna suck even more.
Yeah, it was
Dumbfounded.
terrible.
You drive right into the guy's wheelhouse. Dude, try to lay it up, swat. Like just, I couldn't do it. So Michigan State, I respect you, Tom Izzo. They're a young team. They're gonna be good. Like
Yeah,
Richardson's kid,
Jace, yeah.
he's he's gonna be a stud.
He's already,
He
I
just needs to.
mean,
He is.
realistically, he's their best
Yeah,
player.
he
And
needs to develop a little bit
yeah,
more because it's not just it can't just be him. They had some key role players there, but it just, yeah, I don't know. I was like, how the hell did you win games? Like, it was the Big Ten like that bad? Like, I just, regardless, my message to Michigan State tonight is just right there. That's my message for y'all, right? But
um,
it is what it is.
and just, I mean, I just can't believe this. Like, obviously, we want to. It's great for basketball and college ball in the sense of like we're able to see these teams play each other,
Mm-hmm.
and for
The
for it
best
all.
of the
But
best.
it's just like that. Now we got to go with and nobody's gonna be nobody's could have ever been like you know how you were saying what did you expect the NIL like nobody would have thought that all
Chalk.
number one seeds were gonna be in the final four.
It's all
Like
chalk.
nobody, you know what I mean? Like it's
I had three.
where yeah exactly, but like that fourth slot
I was like, you can't.
is up
When
for
I was
yeah,
filling my
you know what I
bracket out,
mean? Like
you're right. When I was filling my bracket out, I was like, it can't be 4-1s. It's never 4-1s. It's only happened once. So no, I got to pick Michigan State because I thought the other three teams, when their matchups, were going to win. I was like, that's the one. Tom Izzo in March, Elite Eight, Auburn usually shits down their leg at some point in the tournament. That's the one. That's what's going to clip the 4-1s and whatever. We know what's funny too is CBS. Did you see any of the pregame show yesterday?
I did not know.
So they brought on the guy that like the mentalist that goes everywhere and he's
Okay, yeah,
like,
yeah,
pick
yeah,
out the
yeah, yeah.
thing and what am I thinking about? And 4 years before and then he figures it out or whatever. I forget the dude's name. I should have looked it up before we came on. But he was on the show and he had predicted all 8 Elite Eight teams back on March 20th when the tournament started. He like revealed they wrote it down and they put it in like an envelope and they opened it like a time capsule type deal. And it was like, oh, he picked all 8 Elite Eight teams and the matchups. And I was looking at it. I'm like, I'm supposed to be impressed with that.
Oz the Mentalist.
Maybe that's him. So like he's great at what he does because the Josh Allen one and he's had a few ones where he's gone to like
Yeah,
football
he's
teams with the
on
Jets.
Hard Knocks every year.
Yeah. So he does his shit. Like he's rolling. But I was like, I'm supposed to be impressed that you picked the Elite Eight this year when it's all chalk.
Yeah.
Like, stop it. But regardless, you like you said, you want to have the best matchups, and we should be thankful that we do have great matchups because it's Auburn, Florida, which is a great game, and Houston and Duke. top 4 teams basically in college basketball are going at it this weekend for the right to
Absolutely.
play on Monday, and you're going to get two of the top teams playing for the national championship, but it didn't take much to get there. There wasn't much, there wasn't craziness to get here. Like if the 4-1s still survived throughout this whole round, throughout this whole tournament, I should say, but you just had crazy upsets along the way. So like the ones ended up playing 12s, or like it was
Yeah,
12-13, and like that's how it all shaped out. But the ones obviously survived everything. That's okay because you're getting the mix of ball. I guess we want our cake and eat it too, because this is just how
for sure. We're
you know,
creatures of habit.
yeah. But it's just nothing happened. Like, what was memorable about this tournament so far?
Nothing. Nothing.
Biggest, like, the memorable moment. I mean, I can't even give you, maybe Arkansas, I guess, beating St. John's, and and they should have beaten Texas Tech. So who choked that one away? Texas Tech had a chance to be one of those teams, be kind of pull the Cinderella back in, even though they really wanted Cinderella. They were 3, but still, it was like nobody expected Texas Tech to be in the Final Four. And if they get there, okay, now then okay, I would have been pissed because that would have screwed up my bracket. But like, it would have been better for the entertainment purpose. And the
Absolutely.
fact that we didn't get it, the game was great, but they choked it
Yeah.
away. They had a chance, like Florida. So like, is Florida that good?
Yeah, and I'll credit
I don't know.
I'll credit Charles Barkley, like, because at the end of that game he was like, the better team didn't win. Florida just got lucky. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like I said to you during the game, like Van Gundy couldn't have called it, couldn't have made a better call. Like at a very
Yeah.
crucial moment, in a bonus situation, you let four. He said they left 4 points at the free throw line,
Mm-hmm.
and that would have legitimately sealed the game, because
Yes.
now you're forcing Florida to. There was 6 minutes left. I don't know if you saw that cut. They
Yeah.
cut to the little kid in Florida that was
Mm-hmm.
they were down by
Yep.
10. The little boy, he was bawling his eyes
Mm-hmm.
out, because I couldn't even imagine. I was at home
Yeah.
and I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers are about to lose.
Yep.
And
I
you
chalked my
can,
bracket up.
if
I was like,
if a young kid with a Florida jersey on is bawling his eyes out with 6 minutes left in the game, in a
mm-hmm.
tournament game,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the energy in the building was, all of the life for Florida was out of it.
Yep.
So the fact that Texas Tech let that slip, kind of disappointing. It is the most disappointing,
Mm-hmm.
you know thing that has happened in this tournament, because
Yeah.
that would have been very big in the sense of something that we needed in this
Mm-hmm.
tournament,
Mm-hmm.
especially with Florida having arguably the best point guard in the world. I mean, yeah, he is the best point guard in the
He
world. Let's
is.
say
Stop.
he's the
Yeah.
best. He's the best point guard in the world. You know, I mean, for him to drop, a 30 ball to start,
The way
start that comeback, and then
he did it
how
too. He literally him and
him
however
and how
however you say his
how
name, carried them. Nobody else could do anything.
onions. I mean, that's what it's about, right?
Love it.
Onions.
Yep.
It's about onions, and
Yep.
obviously Texas Tech. They jumped in some cold water,
Mm-hmm. Their
and
onions went bad.
Florida let them drop.
Yep.
Pause.
It just
They let them
it's
hang.
it's just it was a great game, and it was a great way to kick off Saturday too.
Yeah,
And I was like, okay, so these games are going to be
it
like this,
was disappointing for the large portion of that game, but
right?
once Florida went into that mode, it was
Yep.
like,
I
okay,
literally texted some people like, "This is madness." I was like, "Yes." this is it. This is what we wanted. This kind of game, this kind of comeback. Okay, I can live with it. Even if Texas Tech didn't win this game and um, pulled off the proverbial upset, kind of not really. This is the type of games we wanted. So as long as the games were like this, where it was craziness all the way to the end, and you had some, but it wasn't just it wasn't as many as you're used to.
It
And I
wasn't
think that
entertaining.
it's not
I don't
entertaining.
know. I
It
don't
wasn't
know.
entertaining.
The only players that I know, like names, well, I didn't learn about anybody new.
No,
You
no.
know,
How so? Like I said in the last show, Blake Griffin on his commercial, on his podcast commercial, said somebody's about to become a household name. And that's what you wait for from March Madness. You wait for that household name to be a part of your life for the rest of the year or the rest of your life, where it's like that guy in the tournament. Steph Curry, when he was in the tournament, obviously he's blown up into what he is now. But
of course,
back
yeah.
then, him on Davidson was that guy. Sorrentine on Vermont. What the hell's he doing now? I don't know where he is, but I
No,
remember him when he hit
absolutely.
that shot and Gus Johnson screaming Sorrentine from the parking lot in
Yeah.
Providence. I remember that. I remember watching it.
You're talking about guys that create a whole new generation of a fan base.
Yeah.
Like people have become fans of certain teams
Yeah. Dunk
in
City.
schools because of certain players.
Yeah.
Like you said, I mean, Steph, you know, he went to Davidson, and then you're like, wait, Davidson in North Carolina? Why the fuck isn't this kid a Tar Heel? His dad was in the NBA. Why isn't he a Tar Heel? You
Mm-hmm.
know, it
Mm-hmm.
raises those questions. It makes this month, the end of March rolling into the beginning of April. It
Yeah.
makes it such an unforgettable. I
Salvageable.
mean, we all have those memories and then the
Yeah.
nostalgia
Yeah.
of like being in. I remember being at some of our high watching Steph Curry.
Listen, I
You
was about
know,
to say, I remember either being in class and the teacher, I had the cool teachers for the most part. I had the ones that went, listen, get your shit done, but I'm gonna put the game on.
for sure,
Okay, we're gonna put March Madness on the
for
TV, or you
sure,
see the TV rolling in,
for
or
sure.
as we progress. When I was in high school, they put the projector on. Like, listen, we'll put the games on, but you got to do your shit.
Yeah,
And we're all like, yeah, of course. Blah, blah, blah. So we're kind of like, not
yeah,
really,
okay,
but yeah, right.
yeah,
Uh,
okay.
but it's just it was fun, and on it, and there were times I can say it now. I was in school and like I didn't go to school. I stayed home.
Sorry,
Oh, I'm coming down with something. It's
sorry.
I think I got to stay home today and tomorrow. Thursday, it's a Thursday, Friday. It's like a 2-day deal. So
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure.
cough, cough, and just you would lie on the couch and be like, yeah, oh, how are you feeling? I'm good. I'm good. Damn it! Like
Jumping up and down, like what? Running through the
there's
crib.
like you're supposed to have a sore throat and you're screaming and running up and down and you're like, hmm, like what? I'm so excited. I so listen, March Madness. Everybody waits for this, and but this year it's just a disappointment. Hopefully, it's just a one-off. Hopefully, next year, we get back to the 15s beating the twos, which I don't think it will.
No, I
But
mean that's like what is the like this is this so obviously without you know r- any sort of recency bias, which I mean you can't really call it that because you just got to call a spade a spade. It's like and the NIL, the impact of the NIL has punched us in the face,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and it hasn't even been a full year of college sports.
yep. And
I can't say I'm
yeah,
not sure. I can't say how much it impacted, the other sports regarding, baseball,
baseball
swimming,
not
tennis,
really.
college sports, Division 1 sports in its own right. But as
Basketball,
far as obviously football dominates,
yeah,
and then
right,
basketball is a runner up.
rightfully so.
The two biggest entities, football and men's and women's basketball. I don't. Men's. obviously more so. But
for now.
for now, but it's like what has to this like does it just do we just deal with it and
We're gonna
just say
have to.
fuck it and just be like, yeah, we got to live off the memories. Like, oh, we're gonna be, 20 years from now, we're gonna be like, oh, you guys wouldn't even believe what March Man. Like I said, and I don't know if it was last show or a couple shows ago, but I'm like, yo, like somebody now analytically with artificial intelligence and shit, and this NIL, the way that it's acting, a perfect bracket is in the future. I won't say near future, but I'll say a perfect
You
bracket is
you could
damn
have
near.
came close this
You,
year. They
you know,
weren't. It wasn't the most difficult bracket to predict.
but all brackets weren't perfect by week. I mean, by the by 32, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
it's still obviously damn near
Well,
impossible, but
yeah.
you know,
But even so, it's just it's a product of how like you said how the NIL impacts it, but it's also a product of how little they pay attention to it. They just let it happen, and this is what you get. Like Duke shouldn't be this stacked.
no.
I'm obviously, as everybody knows, I'm rooting for Coop. From Coop. That's it. But they shouldn't like it's it shouldn't be this it shouldn't be this easy for them. They are loaded. How do they get all these players? There's I think Brian Anderson said it on the broadcast the other night. There's like 3 or 4 guys on the starting five that are gonna get drafted.
They have the potential to have 4 out of the top 5 draft picks.
Yeah. I even put in the notes Knipple for the Celtics because I would love him. They ain't gonna be able to get him
No.
unless you trade up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know where Brad's head at. You know what's going on there. But even so, like when when did you ever see 4 out of the 5 starters on a college basketball team potentially be projected to be the top 5 picks, 4 or 5 picks in the NBA draft?
Lottery picks.
Right.
Just even lottery picks. I don't even know. I don't even know. I mean, the I know I know Raymond. I know Marvin Williams, Raymond Felton, and Rashad McCants
Mm-hmm.
probably were all 3 lottery picks.
You went in the time
Yeah.
capsule and you grabbed those names out and you brought them back. Nice.
I know Sean May wasn't a
No,
lottery pick.
no.
I'm pretty sure Sean May went in the second round somehow, but yeah, because Raymond Felton and Sean May ended up on the
Mm-hmm.
Bobcats. I think that was the first year of the Bobcats, if I'm not mistaken, too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I
Which
mean, like
should have
just
never happened.
top, basically this. All lot your team is all lottery picks. So lottery is 1 through 14, if I'm not mistaken,
1 through 14.
and 4 of your fucking players are going to be drafted in the lottery.
Yep. And listen,
Like,
I want to do what I'm doing? No. If the kid from Maine wasn't on the Blue Devils, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing because I can't stand looking at Shire. I can't stand the Duke fans as a UNC fan. I just can't stand this. The logo just makes
yeah,
me sick.
yeah.
But I gotta roll. I gotta roll. And that's what this kind of stuff forces you to do.
But it's almost like it's almost like
Which I'm trying to show my support, by the way. And stupid camera isn't
I
big enough, but
know
this
it
is
sucks. It
this is
sucks.
Coop's
You
jersey.
can never get it perfect, right?
I got that repping the whole all the way
Right.
up until next Monday, hopefully.
But it just it's terrible. Like
Yeah.
this, but it makes you think. Like, okay, Duke isn't the only powerhouse school as far as college basketball. Like,
No.
why the fuck isn't North Carolina? Why aren't they stacked? Why isn't Arizona stacked? Why isn't Kentucky stacked? Why isn't where I know? I mean, obviously Arkansas is stacked, but they're not anywhere close to what Duke. Like, why is Duke? How is that how did that happen?
I
You know,
don't know.
that
It's a
that's a
good question.
question, and that's a question that needs to be answered because
It's a
uh,
good question.
from Coach Cal's perspective, obviously now they have to, and all the rule changes in college
Mm-hmm.
and with these with the NIL and freshmen and like he got what 700-800 kids that are Division 1 athletes
Mm-hmm.
that won't get scholarships.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're talking about Division 1 level players more than like because they got to wait. That's the thing that has
Yeah.
to change. The portal is what's fucking this up big
Mm-hmm.
time,
Mm-hmm.
and the timing of it anyway. But there needs to be something needs to be adjusted as far as the portal or like a buyout option, or something along those lines because like these high school and then not you're allowing JUCO to not be considered your 2 years of JUCO to not to be considered.
Yeah.
So if you're a JUCO kid and you're
You can
killing it,
go
and
to a
then
four.
you enter the portal after your second year, now you're a
You're a
freshman,
four. Yeah.
and but you still have experience over a Division 1 high school
Mm-hmm.
kid. Like you got to be Bedanza
Mm-hmm.
to be
Yep.
to not be overlooked by a kid in JUCO that is
Not
insane,
wrong.
like and even with Bedanza, right? He to BYU, buddy, for real, like BYU,
Mm-hmm.
like
Out of all the schools you could have picked, BYU.
and
Why?
it's the number's been thrown out there. It's $7 million to go to BYU and blah blah blah. Whether that's true or not, it's like, all right, I understand.
Yeah.
Of course, I understand. I'm going to fucking what all the no coffee, fucking what is it?
No
Uh,
everything.
whatever. I
It's
don't
no
know.
everything out
All
there.
the Mormon shit. Sign
It's
me up for
no
7 mil.
everything. You don't
Um,
get anything out there.
but it's just like
They want to
what
soak
is going
already.
on? Like where I don't even know. The NIL is so fucked up. I don't even know. Remember, like we had like the Rise magazines
Of
back in our
course.
day,
Of
like,
course.
and we knew like the top 25, 50 high school
Yeah.
players. We knew
Now
what
you
high school
don't.
they went to, and we knew where they were committed if they
Yep.
weren't committed, and if they waited up until signing day,
Yep.
that was big time.
Of course.
Now it's like, okay, I know where the number 1 kid in the country is going, but I don't even know what the name of the number 2 kid in the country is. Because who is it? Is it a high school kid coming out of high school, or did he reclass, or is it somebody that's in the portal that I don't know about yet
It's
that
sad.
it should be,
It.
and
You're right.
and
It's sad. Like the back in the day, you
shake.
knew.
There you
You
go.
knew. Soak.
Soak. That's what I was trying to say.
Shake and soak. Um. We.
Trust me. That's how I had to explain it. That's how I explained it to my wife, though. She's like, "Oh, he where's he going? He's going to BYU to with the kids on TikTok that go around like, oh, you rather go to war or drink
Mm-hmm.
coffee, or do you soak, like shit
Mm-hmm.
like that." So we all know how it is, but but it also, like Phil said earlier, like it's also affecting. It's not only it's obviously affecting the kids dramatically,
Oh yeah.
but it's also affecting coaching. But coaching,
Which we
it's a
saw.
little different. So the Maryland coach is going to Villanova,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Now, that what makes that move great other than more money in his pocket? Because if he's getting paid more to go to Nova
Mm-hmm.
after just having Derek Queen, one of the top 5, I would assume, freshmen of last year.
Oh, you would assume. You would have to
Now
assume.
what are you gonna do? Like you're gonna now go and
You.
try and recruit. Like you can end up shitty.
But I'm saying
Villanova could
you're taking over a program that didn't even make the tournament this year.
exactly,
Didn't sniff
but
it
based off
really.
tradition, just like Phil said again earlier, like
Yeah.
like Duke, yeah, Duke has tradition, but like we're talking about Villanova.
Yeah. A
What
team that's always
less?
in it. A team that with Jay Wright
Yeah, less
won
than
two.
a less than what 5 years ago they were national
Yeah,
champions.
they beat the Tar Heels.
Yeah, devastating. What a
Actually,
game
no,
though.
that was the
The
first
first
one. The
one,
second one
yeah.
was the Michigan one where DiVincenzo went banana sandwich. So
But it's like, yeah, these schools have even Maryland. Maryland has tradition basketball, but it's like
ish.
there are pop just like you said, all the blues, the
Yeah,
big blues.
all the
Like
yeah, all the blue bloods, all the Kentucky's literally blue too. Kentucky, Duke, North Carolina, Kansas. You know,
they're not. It doesn't matter. It's up. It's all a
yeah.
crapshoot. It's like, okay, who
Look
can get the most?
look
Who
at
can spend the
Kansas
most
this
money?
year. Look at Kansas this year.
All
Dumpster
tournament
fire.
teams.
Dumpster fire though. Like they had um Hunter. That like that's it. That's the only one that came to play, I guess, and he sucked too
How
for a lot
good?
of it. So like
But it makes me. It's like, yo, I know how good Bill
he
Self is.
is, yeah.
Didn't he
He
sign
just
Didn't he sign a lifetime deal?
you know what, and to pivot quick, I guess pivot sports, but just whole thing, the NIL and this whole what is happening right now, and I think we've said this before multiple times, but I'm gonna say it again. This is why Nick Saban quit.
Exactly,
This is why Nick Saban retired and he's now on College Game Day
for sure,
because
absolutely,
he didn't want to deal with this bullshit. And I
absolutely,
don't blame him
absolutely.
because look what's going on. Look what's happening to college basketball. Obviously, football wasn't affected as much because in the playoff we had great matchups and we had Notre Dame. Who thought? Did you pick Notre Dame and Ohio State as
Absolutely,
a
the fuck no.
as a natty at the in the beginning of the season?
Of course
Zero
not.
chance.
We all know that Notre Dame wouldn't even be in the
No,
playoff if the format
no.
hadn't changed.
So that was surprising, and that was like okay, you know, but I don't like either school, but it's something we didn't expect. So I
For sure.
took it, and Ohio State just went.
Yeah.
So, but
And
which was fine.
rightfully so. I mean, it's
But
just
regardless, this is why the top coaches left, which I don't understand how Belichick is going to deal with this.
and that was I was gonna
Is that
say
I
that it's
steal
like
it from you? Go ahead. That's
we'll see how good of a coach, but like can you blame, like what is to blame? He's like, okay, I'm gonna implement
mhm.
my standards and my style of coaching and
Might
transform it
not work in
into the
college.
coaching into college, but
Might not work down there,
you know,
Billy.
how much money does North Carolina have? You know, it's like they didn't even have a
Not
fucking
enough.
enough money
Listen,
to pay. Kids don't give a fuck about tradition.
listen.
They give a fuck about how much money they're making.
They didn't
How
have
much
enough
money are
money
you
to
giving
put.
these kids?
Yeah,
We have one of the best guards in the nation, and that was it.
I was gonna say they had no. They didn't have enough money to court an actual basketball team with talent.
And that's what the school is known for, men's and women's. The fucking women obviously did well, but like
Mhm.
you're talking about the Tar Heels,
The
bro.
Tar Heels, the University of North Carolina,
Like
and
this is the
first round
death
exit.
of one of the biggest rivalries in sports history.
Oh, it was a
Like
lot. It was not even
this,
close. Like and we're not even anybody out there. We're not even going there with the tournament game, the conference tournament game,
yeah,
because we all know
ACC champ, yeah.
if this dude,
Yeah,
if that dude right there was playing,
it wouldn't even
I would have shut
wouldn't
that
even be a
off at.
contest. It
I would have
wasn't a
shut that off
contest
at
all year,
with
but it's like,
10 minutes left.
damn, like this is what a selling point
Yeah,
to these kids was tradition.
it's
Hey,
not anymore.
Michael
They don't.
Michael Jordan played here. Hey, Grant Hill played here.
They don't
Hey,
give two
Rasheed
shits.
Wallace. Hey, JJ Redick. You know, come be a part of
All
this.
about
Come
this.
visit our school. Our campus is beautiful.
They don't give
Visit
a
our campus.
shit. They don't give a fuck about the campus. They don't give a fuck about tradition.
Kids are
Some of them
leaving,
do.
and that goes to my point about the portal being. There has to be a different time frame of when
Yeah.
the portal is launched, because like motherfuckers is
Well,
leaving mid tournament.
I agree. Phil said it. It shouldn't open up before this all ends.
Yeah, exactly. Just like
The tournament should be over, and then it should start to flow. Like I agree with that because look what's going on. You're
they
already
won.
having people move.
They won 700 kids enter the portal. So it's 700 Division 1 kids
Hmm.
waiting to see what their worth is. Then some of them kind of fucking themselves over because they're like, "Oh, I want to see." But that's what Coach Cal said too. He's like, "Yo,
Yep.
like, if you enter this portal, you think I'm not giving you. That's a spot removed. You think I'm saving a spot for
Yeah.
you?
Oh, go. This isn't like NFL free
Yeah,
agency where it's like go test the market, see
yeah,
what you can get,
and then get
and
back
if you can't
to
get that
me.
amount of money, then come back and we'll offer you. No,
No,
this
buddy.
is you got a program to run. You have
Facts.
a team. You need to recruit right after you're done. When you're done in this tournament, no matter when it is, if it's the first round or you make the natty and you win it, even when you win it, the recruiting starts right after your season's done.
It's realistically all year round. It doesn't stop.
This is true.
It doesn't stop.
But for you, as say a head coach, for Shire or for Kelvin Sampson, you know, you'll take couple of days off.
Like they're talking
But you're
about
right.
a 20% across the board, like
Mm-hmm.
20% cap. Like
Mm-hmm.
we'll see. I mean that obviously needs to be in effect. And then you know how like
It's crazy.
you're gonna audit all these schools
No,
like
because then it's going to turn into a whole process, and we're never going to get out of the rabbit hole.
never.
Like they created this monster, they have to figure a way to fix it because if they don't, you're going to continue having these things. Who is going to pay? Like I told you last week, I wanted to go to Jersey to see the game on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I wasn't spending $375 to go to that for one game, but not even the championship game. For a game I not knew, but I had a really strong feeling that Duke was going to blow out Alabama. I'm going to drop 370 on that. Listen, I like this kid. I think he's the next coming. Pause. But I'm not spending 375 to go see him in college. I would if it meant something. If the game meant something.
Yeah.
But the game didn't mean anything. The damn thing was over when it tipped. Duke
Facts.
smacked him in the face right off the jump. So, and real quick, I see my buddy Travis just joined in. These things, dude. My goodness. Recommended from him. 23 grams of protein. If you're looking for a good ass snack, it's yogurt, but it's drinkable.
Hell yeah.
Unbelievable. Turned me on to them last week, and I'm like, I got to get myself a box. I that's all I've been drinking these fucking things.
Crazy. I
Like
see you, boy.
I'm gonna be shitting yogurt. But if y'all looking for a good snack with high quality protein, right there, go grab yourself some.
Yeah, I fuck with the Oikos regular
It's
regular
just easy.
yogurt.
It's
No,
easy
for
to
sure, for sure.
easy to drink it versus having to scoop out the
It
shit
seems
and
like
whatever. And
I think the actual edible yogurt is 15 grams of
15.
protein
This
if
is
I'm not
23.
mistaken.
The only
23.
problem with guys like you and I with the black beards, you gotta right after, otherwise you're a mess and you look like you came from somewhere you shouldn't. Scoop and shake.
Or,
Exactly.
or get a straw, buddy.
Fuck that. Tricks with a straw. Fuck straw.
Or you can
Get
just get a Sharpie and just say I eat vagina. I won't say the P word, but
sure, we'll go with
just
that.
in case.
uh, but yeah, it's just the NIL is a mess. College sports are a mess. And you know, here we are.
Here
Four
we
number
are,
one seeds in
all
the
number
final four.
ones.
They're gonna be good games. We said they're gonna be good games. I hope. You think like Auburn, Florida, and Houston and Duke, but I don't know. The tournament was just
Yeah,
bad,
we'll
and
see. I
we'll
mean,
see.
the rules need to be adjusted.
Yeah, yeah.
And I guess that's probably a good transition to probably pivot to the NFL rule
Read,
changes that are
read my mind.
like
What are we doing?
it's
What is going on in this league? Why is everybody trying to fix something that isn't broken in terms of the rules? Like some of the rules are in the NFL. We all know that. We saw the one rule that I'm actually not too upset about is the virtual or the robot first down.
yeah,
Right?
but that's already in play, right? That's
Yeah.
already going to be a thing. There's no more chain gang.
No more chain gang.
The
RIP chain
microchip,
gang. I
the
like it.
microchip will be in the point
The
of the
the
football.
only issue I see with this, not the only one, but the biggest issue I see with this, how easy is it going to be to doctor that line? When somebody reads, I'm just saying, when take it in the championship game, when Josh Allen reached out, maybe the camera just pulls the line over just a little bit and the ball up, it's short, even though it wasn't. So it's better because there's less of a chance just because the thing is, I guess it's supposed to light up when the ball kind of crosses the line and we see it on the camera. I don't know the whole ins and outs of it yet,
Hmm.
but from what I hear is it's supposed to, like, when you pick up the first down, the thing's supposed to light up on
So my
the
my
TV.
only thing with it is now I obviously we want it like it's something that's necessary, I guess, but the only issue I have is the, I mean this is why I mean I fuck with human error, but then again I don't because it's like
It's cost.
with the Josh Allen, everybody knows, so we'll just use that as the
Mhm.
example. It's like what like Josh Allen, if where was like now you're able to see through a motherfucker, right? Whether we can see it on camera, we saw on camera already that he got the first down.
Everybody saw it.
Everybody saw
Stevie Wonder
it.
saw it.
So it's like, but you can see it because you understand. But now it's like this thing is going literally, legitimately going to see through people, see through the pile, see through
Mhm.
the trench work. That's my thing. It's like, damn, like now
We're
it's
getting
like
into it.
what the it's like, yo, like but did he really, like, it's just
Listen,
you're allowing.
the only thing about that too is there better be some editing in that technology
Yeah.
because if it's like the scanners at the airport or if it's like any other virtual scanning thing, I can see it happening where the ball where the camera lines up. It's like, oh, there's Josh Allen. Oh, then there's Josh Allen. Like there it is.
Yeah.
NFL Sunday, NFL on CBS, 1:30 p.m. for all the kids to see. There's Josh Allen right there. Just so we gotta have some editing going on with this too. Uh, but I like it. I just, like you said, human error. It's getting tiresome because it's just the same shit that happens over and over again. Um, I don't want
Because the refs,
to slow the
the
game
refs aren't
down.
able, the line judges aren't able to see.
No.
They're just going based off of where they see, and they're making that
Yeah.
spot. That I believe that that's where the spot should be, but so that's why I believe that they should be. And
Yeah.
if I'm not yeah, the line judges will still be on the
Yeah.
field to mark that.
Yeah.
So now
Yeah.
it's just a matter of the
The
technology
measure.
now
Yeah. The technology coming
overruling
in for the
or
measurement.
confirming where
Correct.
the ball is spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I mean the line judges aren't being removed, so I'm
No.
kind of okay with the chain game being removed. So
It
I'm
kind
cool
of
with it
brings, although it takes away from
for
football,
sure,
the chain game.
for sure. I
Come
mean, yeah,
on,
for sure, absolutely. I
it's
mean,
bittersweet. It's
for sure,
bittersweet.
yeah. Um, and the
I just don't want to measure first downs with index cards anymore.
for
I'm just
sure,
saying.
yeah. Well, thanks, Gene, for
Oh,
you
and
know,
this weekend,
yeah,
well, speaking of
man.
Gene, real
Listen,
quick,
man, listen. No, you don't even have to. You don't even have to. The NCAA men's basketball, there isn't one general spokesman for all of sports. Get your own fucking on TV
I'm
referee that played, that refereed,
telling
that
you,
is a staple in the game.
oh,
Leave Gene to
be,
football, please.
between again this weekend and one more spot because it's going to happen again. But we mentioned it on the last show, and I'm going to mention it again. Gene, Abracadabra, and that goddamn pig. They all need to go.
Out of here.
I can't do it. Thank God. It's like because this tournament sucks so bad, I can't even put up with that because it just adds to it.
Yeah.
So the fact that this is the Final Four weekend, thank you God, because I don't have to listen to Gene anymore until football. I don't have to see that friggin' pig, and I don't have to hear that damn song, even though the song is catchy. Um. Anyway, that was a
Um.
little rant, but go ahead.
I do fuck with the 35-yard line touchback
Yeah, I
rule.
do like that.
Because obviously it forces the kicking team
Put
to
it in play.
put it in play. Yeah. Yeah.
What are we
So
doing with the kick? Like, we shouldn't. How many times have we watched games together and we're like, why do we even have
yeah,
kickoffs?
I understand what they're trying to do.
But it doesn't.
Um,
It
yeah,
listen. It's football.
for
I'm
sure.
sorry. Like we're playing football, correct?
Yes.
Football. You sign up for this when you signed your life up. Basically, you sign your life up to play this game. It's a physical, violent sport. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get waxed. If hits aren't allowed, if full speed down the field, friggin' laying somebody out isn't allowed anymore, then just put fucking flags on them.
Go play soccer.
Just put flags on them. No helmets, shorts and flags, because
Winter.
it's ridiculous.
What? Hockey's another winter sport.
Hockey's a winter sport.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say play hockey
No,
because
you gotta learn.
obviously you got to be a
You
you
gotta
got to be a dog
learn
to
to
play
skate.
hockey. So
It's the
I'm
only
not
reason why
saying
I didn't play
you're
hockey.
not a
'Cause,
dog to play soccer, but if you go play
yeah,
soccer,
just play
everybody
soccer.
knows what I mean by that. Go
Yeah,
play soccer.
just kick the ball. Kick the ball. Kick the round ball. We're good. But I can't stand it when people are like, well, it's for the safety of the game. Football isn't safe. It's not safe. Sorry.
And that
If you
was
sign up to play football, you sign up to get your ass beat.
and that was the safety was what the crybaby Packers
No.
tried to enforce with the
The
with the
Colts
tush
did
push.
too. The Colts did too back in
Yeah,
the
of
day.
course.
It started with the
I said
Colts.
that.
This whole bullshit
I used
started with
that
the
in the
Colts
argument today. I used that in the argument as well.
in the
Like
AFC Championship game because Tyler hit Marion Harrison too hard. Shut the fuck up. Because you guys couldn't beat the Patriots ever. You beat them once, and you shouldn't have because we blew that shit because Rashae Caldwell had eyes the size of fucking grapefruits, but he couldn't catch a floater from Tom Brady to would have sealed the game. Like, stop now. Stop it.
Kevin Falk
It drives
too.
me nuts, dude.
Kevin Falk too.
Kevin,
It's
yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
Falk as well.
But I just remember that. I'm like, and that's what I said. As soon as he dropped the pass, I'm like, this dude has grapefruits for eyes and he can't catch the fucking ball. Are we serious? Sorry, Rashay, because you brought talent to the team that season. But my God, it's like fucking. If anybody out there that knows Trailer Park Boys, and I haven't really watched it that much, but I know the characters on it. There's a character named Bubbles, and the fucking guy's got eyes from here to friggin' China. It's like Bubbles trying to catch that ball. Are you shitting me, dude? So just because you only beat the Patriots once, you had to cry, and then they cried about Deflategate.
Deflategate. I
Like,
used Deflategate today in an argument.
oh,
Yeah.
that's why I hate Indianapolis. Every time I see it, I don't care if the tournament's there. I don't care if women's tennis is there. If it's in Indianapolis, I'm like, fuck you. I hate that place, and we have to
The,
eventually go there. But man,
I hate I just
there's more
I didn't
of
like
a
what
chance of me getting into a fight. Write this down. All right. Monday, March 31st, 2025. There's more of a chance of me getting into a fight when we go to fucking Indianapolis than when we go to Philly.
Wow.
Actually, because I like Philly, we'll take Philly out. Name a team. More of a, like name a brutal rival for the Patriots.
Buffalo
Baltimore. Because those
or Buffalo.
fans drive me nuts. Baltimore. There's a bigger chance of me getting into a fight going to Indianapolis than fucking Baltimore. And I can't stand those assholes.
I can't believe it. I just it's like, bro, it's fucking football, and like nobody's been getting hurt in the fucking tush
No.
push. So
Yeah, stop
what are
with
you even
that
crying
shit.
about?
Yeah.
Like, what are you crying about? I was arguing with my father-in-law today.
Mm.
He's like, "Oh, it's a rugby play." Oh, like, oh, I'm like, dude, like, no, it isn't.
They
Like it's
found a glitch.
it's
They
a,
found a glitch in the Matrix, and they're using it to their advantage. Who did that for 20 years?
the Patriot, Tom
Who found
Brady,
glitches in the Matrix for 20 fucking years? Tom
Tom Brady.
Brady and Bill Belichick. Just because another team found another glitch doesn't mean we just go, well, we can't do that. No, no. Just take it
Please,
away from them.
please,
No. Stop it.
yeah.
Stop it now.
And trying to use
Give
safety
them their
as
tush push. Leave it.
as a safe, using player safety as an argument is such a, like, what are we doing?
Stop
You're
it.
you're being the face of this argument as the first franchise to win a fucking Super Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and you're out here saying you don't want it to be a thing. Like, bro, I don't care how you scout differently.
Figure out a way to
It's
stop it.
there's multiple ways to obtain
Listen.
it's the most common sense thing to do to obtain. This is a game of inches. Now all of a sudden we're removing ourselves from what we've all been
Mm-hmm.
saying since the beginning of
Mm-hmm.
time. It's a game of inches. This game is won and lost in the
Mm-hmm.
trenches. You guys want to score 50 points a game, so keep a drive alive or score without putting any
Mm-hmm.
thought into it.
Or I'll
Hey, listen,
just
it's
prevent the.
fucking third and inches or fourth and goal or fourth and inches on the 1 yard line. I mean, fourth and inches in the fourth quarter, like, and we're down however much.
Figure out a way to stop it.
Push, push the pile. Make it so that the rules are, because the rules aren't the same across the board
Yeah.
as far as defense
Yeah.
and special teams. So make it neutral across the board so that everybody has an advantage, and let it go. Simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
You got they're doing the tush push. You obviously know that that's going to happen. If you have a timeout or not, call the timeout, sub your package in, wait
Listen.
to see, because you know that's what an
Yeah.
offense is going to do.
Stack
Oh,
the
we're
box
going to,
with everybody. Don't just. And if they throw a bomb to an open, if you can snap the ball quick enough to float one to somebody streaking down the field, if you stack the box with everybody, then good for you. Then we now have to figure it out a way. But at least you tried. Like,
the kid from
there's
and
got to be a way to stop it.
everybody's talking about it. The let me get his name before I
Also, it's been stopped.
absolutely, and it hasn't been Josh Allen, for example, legitimately going snapping the ball, trying to
Mm-hmm.
do it, and they didn't get it like 2-3 times.
It's been stopped. Philly just knows how to execute it.
Desmond Watson, 460-pound defensive tackle out of Florida. Draft him. The
Yeah.
Eagles, you're mad at the Eagles for drafting Jordan Davis? You're mad at the Eagles for drafting Jalen Carter? Like, these dudes wreak havoc in the middle of the defense. Don't be mad at the Eagles because their scout team is
Better than
their
yours.
scouting It's fucking phenomenal, and it has been over the past five
Yeah.
seasons. Like their general manager is
Yeah.
incredible.
He put
Like
together this stacked
Philly
team that just won the
legitimately,
Super Bowl.
Philly legitimately is giving the blueprint on how to be a dominant force in the
Mhm.
NFL. He's legitimately giving you the blueprint while not succumbing to, oh, I need to score 50 points a game. I'll score 50 points a game, but and I've done so at the one of the biggest stages in the NFC Championship game against a rival that we're now playing for the third time in the year.
Mhm.
Scored 55 points on and 7 rushing touchdowns.
Uh-huh.
There's not a 54-55 game between fucking Josh Allen, Patrick
No.
Mahomes, Matthew Stafford. You know, this shit, yo,
No.
we're gonna pay our running back, we're gonna pay our workhorse.
Hmm.
We're gonna build the best offensive line.
Well,
We're gonna
we're
build
going
the
to rely on
best
another team
defensive
being
line
stupid and letting that running back go. But
for
yes,
sure. I mean, of course, that'll be remembered
forever,
for the
forever,
for the forever for
forever.
the remainder of life
Screw
as
themselves
we know it.
for years to
You
come,
know, but it's like Doug,
which is funny.
like don't be mad and start bitching and complaining about scout better, do better, and as Phil said, Sean McVay. Yeah, buddy. You thought that your offense, you know, your 50 points, you throwing the ball 100 times a game was going to be the new thing to do in the NFL. No, it's
Mhm.
not. You need a workhorse running back. You need
Showed.
this game is won and lost in the trenches, and it's a game of inches. And I'm very happy and very satisfied that football is kind of coming back. It's on the
Kind of.
defensive side, it's still a little fucking
Mhm.
ridiculous with these calls and shit. Just not letting defenders be defenders and
Mhm.
trying to
It's not physical
force.
anymore.
Yeah,
When
it's like,
in
what
that
do you?
case,
Yeah, like okay, players. I'm all for player safety, wonderful, but you can't expect a motherfucker to stop running. That has a how do you give somebody credit
I
for
say
being
this every week.
250 pounds and running a 4.4, but they can't utilize that strength on the field? They get penalized and they get fined.
I say
How
this
how does that make sense?
every damn week. How do you expect someone to just stop running, pull up when a guy's running a million miles an hour at a quarterback? Granted, if it's egregious and he
Of
like leads with his
course,
head
of
or he like
course.
pops him, if it's egregious, then yeah, sure. But there's so many calls where they just literally it's because they can't stop. It's because you're running full force. I want to ask the ref too. I want to be like, do you have you ever done this? Have you ever ran full speed at somebody and then what are they? They're not fucking Looney Tunes. You can't just screech like it doesn't work that way. This isn't a cartoon. And it's just it's ridiculous to think that human beings have this like ability to stop on the dime when you run full speed and you get penalized. And some of these calls cost teams games, cost team because it continues momentum for the team. It's at a critical time. How many third and longs did we see last year with dumb penalties,
Stupid.
extending drives?
That's actually what Detroit mentioned. I'm reading here.
Mhm.
Detroit is trying to eliminate an automatic first down as a penalty imposed for defensive holding and illegal contact. And that falls right in that
I
lap right there. Like
I've never liked the automatic first down.
there's
Give them the penalty yardage, but
there's
what's with the automatic
uh,
first down? Like that's
yeah,
brutal.
automatic first down. I'm not big
I say
on the
pass interference.
yes, like, but I'm obviously no doubt about it. Pass interference, fucking face
Yeah,
mask,
yeah.
you
The
know,
egregious
horse
penalties.
collar,
Yeah.
you know, the egregious ones. Obviously, I don't like the spot foul for the pass interference. I think that needs to be changed because it's just there's no need. Just
Mm.
okay, automatic first down, wonderful. It still benefits the offense. But like, come on, you're giving these guys a fucking 54-yard penalty. Like, what are we doing? That has ruined games.
Yeah.
It has legitimately ruined
I agree.
crucial
I
games,
agree.
must win games, must lose games. It's the some of the rule changes are obviously necessary, but some just need to be laughed at. Like there should be no time spent on some of these, especially with excuses like player safety
Oh yeah.
in regards to the tush push. Like get out of here, bro.
That
Like I don't want to
that's
hear
that's
that shit. There's
just
zero
enough of that.
data.
Yeah,
Oh,
no.
Chris Jones tweaked his neck. Okay,
Well, anything
we all
for
watched.
Kansas City.
Yeah, we watched that. Okay, wonderful. But
Mm-hmm.
like, what else? I need more. If there was a player coming up with a snapped spine or a
It's
broken fucking forearm
mm-hmm.
or a snapped fucking femur every time, or at least once a week, yeah, we got to put a stop to this.
Mm-hmm.
So
But either here, I don't know. If you drop Brian said if you drop it down to 15, you'll get way more DPIs.
oh, you also said, yeah, I'm trying to let it breathe a little bit. I could, I mean, I
Get,
could throw my
no.
big boy on,
See what you did? See what you did?
but
Now I gotta look at that fucking thing for the rest of the night.
I mean that's up for debate. I think I think it actually forces you're actually able to see the true talent of a corner. Am I right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, wide receivers get away with
You
way
know
too
what?
much. Wide receivers get away with way too much. Don't rip it.
If you're
You
gonna be
know,
good, I mean, this is the one that came from China.
I know. I
So
was
I
gonna say you
I bought
might
a
that shit came from China.
no,
You
I
might.
bought a new one. I bought the NIL one, so that one should be all right. If you're gonna be ridiculous, I might as well be ridiculous too. So
How
let's go.
is it ridiculous? You already wore it.
You with the big ass hat, I might as well wear the backwards jersey. Let's go. We'll be goofy on a Monday. Let's go. Goofy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy
It's
Monday.
a happy Monday. Goofy Monday.
Yeah,
It's because
all
it was
that
stuck in
lifting
the
he does,
fucking top
Phil.
of the goddamn door, Phil.
Yeah, you should have opened it. Honestly,
Listen.
I wish it ripped.
There we go.
That would have been
That's
fucking
fine.
hilarious if it
This
ripped.
is $25 from China. That's fine. Now, if this was the one that I just bought, I wouldn't have been doing that. But
You would have had it on.
I don't know about that. Not trying to. I'm not trying to. Listen, I'll wear it on game days. That's about it. And when we're doing Goofy Mondays. But that's about it. All right.
Specifically on long bombs, corner safeties get beat. They'll do whatever they can to impede knowing. Yeah, I mean, but they don't want a 54-yard penalty though.
No.
Like they're just doing that because they got beat. It's much easier to get beat on a bomb 54 yards down the field than it is on a 50. I mean, if you're getting beat on a 15-yard, you know, I mean, excuse me, if you're getting beat early, and I guess, I mean, it goes both ways. But
It's he's got
I
a little
think
bit
it
of a
would be
point.
more. I just think that it's crucial. It's a crucial penalty that has ruined games, and some of them haven't even been. I mean, we're not even know. We still don't even know what a fucking catch
Nope.
is. So,
Still. Nope.
and then you're allowing that offense to just automatically get just change the. You're basically punting on offense. That's basically what it is. And to get to your side of the field,
Mm-hmm.
what, but I mean, this obviously isn't a, this obviously isn't one, I'm not sure if it's ever been brought up, but I mean, it hasn't, so maybe you're right. I mean, nobody's brought it up, so
So
nobody has an
we'll
issue
see. I
with it. Um,
think that was. Is there?
instant
You have one
replay. I
more?
mean, I get those were really like the only
The
ones
big
that were
ones.
major.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Green Bay's fucking crying about the tush push. The Detroit trying to get rid
Right.
of the automatic
I'd be
first.
like, listen, you guys got a lot more to cry about than the fucking tush push in Green Bay. Okay, like let's
Uh,
be real.
the competition committee is amends to expand instant replays ability to advise the on-field official on specific objective aspects of a play and or to address game administration issues when clear and obvious video evidence is present. So that's not bad.
No,
If I mean, obviously, if millions and millions of people are watching at home,
millions and millions. So I added to
get
it.
overruled by for
Yeah.
whatever reason. Now the conspiracist is obviously out. Oh, did he bet on the game?
Hmm.
This referee is folding. Who's he really rooting
That's gonna
for?
happen no matter what, though. You always find a way. You always find a way to say somebody's betting on something, or they've got the point shaving shit. Like that stuff's never gonna stop, and it's never gonna go away. Um, but you definitely don't want to set yourself up for it to just kind of be served to you on a silver platter. But so I agree that you know
Um,
there's plenty of ways.
how do you feel about the the whole division being the top seed opposed to the better record team?
So we're talking
So just like
so we're talking the records,
like
not division
Vikings,
winners.
yeah. So like the Vikings going to the Rams, even though they had
No,
a
I
better.
like if we reverse that, please. And with
Yes, you feel
like
like
the
it's
Rams, it shouldn't matter if your record is 9-7 or whatever the fuck it is now, 9-8 versus and the team you're going up against in the playoffs is 11. You should be going to the 11.
for
No,
sure. I
I
think
don't.
that
I
there's
hate the division winners. So just because you play in a weak division
exactly
shouldn't take away the fact that another team with 11 plus wins has to go on the road in the playoffs.
especially when there's no legitimate like good teams have ended up with playing shitty and having shitty
Yep.
records and bad and look at Buffalo. Nobody expected them to be as good as they were,
No.
you know. But they had I don't know where they fell along the lines of strength of schedule, but you
I don't
know
know.
that it holds too much weight. You
Yeah.
know, if you're winning your game, it's any given
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, right? That's what we say. Any given Sunday.
We found out the hard way, but yeah,
So yeah, I mean,
we're gonna keep
but
saying it until the new season kicks off. So
for sure. Well, at least after the draft. At
true. Facts.
least after the draft. But
Facts.
yeah, I mean, I mean, you work your ass off all year long to accumulate as many. Everybody's fighting for that first round bye.
Mm-hmm.
So let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be real. Like,
Mm-hmm.
give the teams that.
Goofy's over with.
Oh, no, I just
Yeah,
it
get
was
no.
time.
Goofy.
I'm getting
Goofy
hot.
is one because then
It's,
I'm gonna have a backwards jersey on. And you're not gonna have nothing. What the fuck's this kid doing? Goofy's
um,
over.
But yeah, no, I think yeah, I mean, 100%. I didn't work my ass off for this record to
Should
play
have to go on
you.
to be
Yeah,
punished just because some other teams suck. So they play in a division that sucks. And actually, it could ramp up the competition a little bit because it's like we can't just bank on being in a shitty division.
facts.
We actually have to go out and win some
Exactly.
games. You
Exactly.
know, and I agree. I've always hated that. I've always been in favor of um, the team with the better record should be hosting a playoff game. It's too important.
Way
And I
too
don't care what
important.
anybody says. I know Washington won the road. Um, Washington went on the road to Tampa and they beat them.
Yeah,
But for the majority, for the most part, home field advantage comes into play in the playoffs. Like if you
for
think
sure.
this year's game, I know Kansas City's went to Buffalo and beaten them before, but the fact that Kansas City went to Buffalo this year and lost, if Buffalo had the better record, and that it's in the AFC Championship game, it's in a different type. it's things like that that could turn a season. They could turn, like,
It
what
can
happens if,
change a legacy.
yeah, like, again, I know Washington went to Tampa, but what happens if the roles were
Yeah.
reversed? You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it's just, yeah, I agree. Did he sign, Brian? 6 for 170? We got some breaking news again on the show. My computer died, so I need to go plug it in. I think the plug went out, but is that confirmed? 6 years, 170 for Crochet? I was talking to myself.
Hold on, I'm looking at.
No, not
No, he
you.
said yeah. He said yeah.
He
It's
said it?
confirmed.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I bet. But, all right. Well, breaking news. The Boston Red Sox, they don't win much nowadays to start the season, but they just made a move that could help them. Garrett Crochet, our ace of the staff, I
Yeah.
guess you can call him. 6 years, 170.
Hell yeah.
Uh, I don't necessarily like the years and the money, but I think it's a move you had to make
Yeah.
because who the
I
hell else are you
mean,
gonna get?
yeah.
And
There's
he's a proven starter in the league. He had a pretty good debut, but I don't, and that's actually a perfect transition to
yeah for
our
sure.
next part of tonight's show is it's going to be about baseball. Um, so Garrett Crochet, yeah, I you had to make the move. I don't, like I said, I don't like the years. I don't like the money. I think it's a lot. Um, but
Yeah. 2 minutes ago, Jeff. Jeff.
Jeff Passan.
Yeah.
All right, well, here we go. Love it, love it. It's like Zoe and Beetle when news breaks in their show. Zoe gets all pissed if it breaks in the morning show.
Um. I mean, obviously. It's
They're in dire need of
it,
something
it's yeah.
because they've had a
It's
lackluster
refreshing.
start. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely refreshing, especially seeing all the players that we've just let walk and just not paying people.
it does
I
show
mean,
that there's kind of a new sense of
urgency.
urgency. Thank you. I was struggling there. Uh, Urgency or just a new sense of you need. Yeah, we do. We need our no. Screw that. We need our own breaking news
Facts.
music.
Bam, 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 bam.
We'll come up with that. We'll come up with something for that. Just because it apparently like this is what the fourth, fifth time that shit's broken
Yeah.
when we've been on air. We had the Mayo firing broke on air. We had a couple other things. Pickens, not Pickens, Metcalf.
Metcalf. Yeah.
We had a couple other things. So yeah, we definitely need some breaking news music. But yeah, uh, the Boston Red Sox, a team, and I'm not one of those. I'm not pushing the panic button. I'm not going to be one of those that's like, oh my God, look, see, they suck. They suck, Mike. See, they suck. I'm not doing that. It's the first 4 games,
Yeah.
5 games here.
Out of
You know,
182.
it's a very slow progressing season. It's not a good start. I mean, the first game it started out well, but when you look at it, it kind of like if Willie Abreu didn't have a game,
Yeah,
you lose the game.
exactly.
So listen, it's a slow start. I still think the team competes. They do have talent now. It's just it's got to piece it all together.
Good farm
But
too,
yeah,
like
and you got Roman
great.
Anthony and Marcelo Mayer just kind of waiting in the wings there. Christian Campbell is going to be something
Yeah.
special for this team, I
Yeah.
think. Um, Bregman. We're getting to that, Phil. Calm your tits over there. Uh,
So I guess I'll ask you what is your are you believing that because obviously I'm not a huge I love the Sox, I follow the
yeah.
Sox, but in regards to Devers, right? Do you believe wholeheartedly that the change in defense has affected him mentally to the point where he now has the record for the worst start as a bat in MLB history?
I'm gonna say yes because I he he has too much talent to be doing this. What do we like? Raffy Devers is your top hitter. For the dude to strike out 15 times, literally, he stands at 15 Ks
I
to start
think
the year in the
I
first
think
five
16.
games.
I'm
16
pretty
struck
sure
out again
16.
today.
I
Struck
think
out
so.
another
16.
time.
Yeah.
So 16, that's absurd. Something is wrong. And
So I guess uh, get
yeah,
can you invite Phil? Get invite Phil because Phil's obviously a baseball mind.
we're gonna invite him onto this.
Yeah,
You
I'm
want?
trying to
Would
see
you?
because
Would you like to join us, Phil?
he asked he said let him. He didn't say pause,
I don't know if
but
you're serious or not.
oh, oh. Well, if you are serious, what
Bark
is
twice if
platoon?
you're in Milwaukee.
What does platoon mean?
Play all around.
Okay,
All
yeah,
right.
invite
Well, all
him.
right. We got all kinds of shit happening tonight.
Oh yeah, happy Monday.
Happy crazy Monday. Another we got breaking news. We got surprise special guests hopping on the show here. What's going on, Philly Phil?
Oh
What's
yeah.
up? All right.
So let me so what would be the case mentally where it would affect a batter at the plate so much that they're not playing defense anymore? Like I feel like that's such a weight or relief lifted off of a player. So now I never played baseball. So I don't know. I play obviously recreationally. I play softball. Fucking playing in the outfield with your buddies is
Mhm.
fun. Playing in the field is dope as fuck. But like
Yeah.
I can't see myself like when I get to the bat and the plate, I'm like, I want to fucking launch this shit. So that's where like fun also comes into play.
Yeah.
So how could that transition affect a player at the plate so much?
You got to think that Devers his whole life has played third base. Um, he's never done the whole DH thing. Ortiz, like, if let's take this back to Ortiz. He still had DH times. He played the field at times. Now Devers has not done anything DH wise. So this dude's literally just sitting on the bench the whole game, walking around a dugout, go grab a bat every 2 or 3 innings, and go get some swings in. As a player in the field, your heart rate's going, you're moving around, you're constantly involved, especially for him at third base. You're constantly involved in every single play.
Mhm.
So now you have to get into this whole new mindset
Okay.
of I'm just getting off the bench and going to hit, as opposed to, yo, I got to be ready for this play. What if this situation happens? All of that.
Okay.
It slows
So
down
yeah.
to a point where you're just not used to doing
Yes.
this, and you're so far behind mentally because you kind of sometimes get. I don't know if Phil, you can speak to this too. You kind of get inspiration from your play in the field.
Mm-hmm.
So like you go out and like we said, Rafi's known third. You go out and you make a tremendous play in the field. Like that
Right.
motivates you.
And that motivates him. That gets him
That gets you
pumped up,
amped. He's
all of
like,
that.
yeah. It's like I just did that. I made if a web gem is still a thing,
Right.
I made ESPN web gem. So now I'm gonna go up to the plate and I'm gonna absolutely smash this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
If
can
you
see the boost of
suck,
confidence.
like Phil said, like if you suck at the plate, that's it. That's all
Like,
you got.
And that's all
honestly,
everybody's talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
what the Red Sox should do is do the same thing the Phillies are kind of did it last year. Platoon Bregman and Devers. So every other game, every third game, just however they want to do it, but get Devers back in the field, and he'll be like, okay, they still believe in me, like they want me to play the field, and then maybe that gets him out of this whole mindset. Because what is he? I mean, 0 for
0 for 9,
16,
9
yeah, like
go ahead.
that's.
19.
I mean,
I think he's 0
for
for
how good of a
19.
hitter, for how good of a player he is, I mean, it's ridiculous. He struck out three. I'm looking at it now. He struck out 3 times today. Like this dude, his head is just completely
It's
not
gone.
there. Like
Yeah,
you
0 for
gotta you
19,
gotta
15
figure something
Ks.
And
out.
you know, like it's on the road. It's a good thing this is happening in Texas and in
Yep.
Baltimore because you know how lethal Boston fans are. If this shit was happening at Fenway,
Oh, I
he's not going to like it.
guarantee you. I guarantee you. First home at bat, dude. He's gonna the second he walks onto that field, that stadium is gonna rain down and booze.
See, I don't. I think it's going to be a mix. I think you're gonna. I think some people are gonna hopefully realize. I hope I will be there on Friday. I will not be booing him. You
Oh,
wanna. It's people like us that you have to understand the concept of baseball. Yes, it's your biggest hitter. Yes, he bitched and whined and moaned through the offseason about not playing third because of Bregman and DNA, being the DH, and that's not what he's going to do. And he whined. I get it. So he's like anything is that gets thrown his way, he needs to
okay.
catch.
So wait, here's a question. Think back to what the Phillies did for Trey Turner, the big standing ovation. If you're Red Sox Twitter, Red Sox
Paradas,
social media, are you calling for a
standing
standing
up.
ovation on day one for Devers to try to get him back in the zone and say, "Hey, we still
You
believe in
should
you."
be
Absolutely.
because why you
I
don't
would
want this
agree.
guy.
Yeah.
This is what Boston fans in general. I know it happens everywhere, but we're just used to Boston. That you just don't get is you don't want why do you want these guys to fail? You want
Right.
Raffy Devers to be successful because he's your best player.
And most
He's your top
expensive player.
bat with or without the fucking torpedo bat. He is your top player, and we'll get into that. But like,
I'm ready for that one.
we'll get there. We'll get there. I know you're itching, but he's your best player. You want him to produce no matter what. At DH, at third, if he's sitting on top of the fucking monster eating a Fenway Frank, but he's still in the field of play, you want him to
Yeah.
produce.
Yeah.
So why are we booing him at right now? Right now, he's obviously struggling with this. You need to. Boos aren't going to help. And
You got to
I love what the
explain
Phillies
that
did
to
with Trey
the
Turner. I
you
was
got to
going to get to
explain
that.
that
So
to the rest of Red Sox Nation that the
you
Boos are
can't
not going to
because
help.
there's nothing up here. There's nothing. It's tumbleweeds and fucking string. Okay,
Right.
there's nothing up here in most of Boston fans' minds. It's one set. If you lived in Boston this past Patriots season, you would have saw it all. You would have heard it all. The idiots that came out. So
So my thing is right. So, but
yeah,
just because Bregman was signed late, obviously, and he came off a Gold Glove for at third last year, if
he's
I'm
a
not mistaken.
standout fielder.
Okay,
Yeah,
so who? It's like what? Whose morale? Like how bad is it? Because I knew that when he first signed and Devers was I guess the thing about it is Devers bitched and moaned about not wanting to move,
yeah,
and
Yep.
respectfully so. I mean, in my group chat, I got a lot of baseball guys in my group chats. Um, I personally being not being a huge baseball person, but I was like, yeah, fuck it, just go to DH. And my buddy's like, no, you can't do that. Like, you cannot make that move. You can't do it.
it's not
Devers
easy.
spent all off season and last season playing third. All
Mhm.
off season he's working on third, and now you're trying to force him into a spot that he doesn't want to play. Now, I think at the time they were considering moving him to first, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
because he has
yep, yep,
history at
Yep.
first base.
correct.
But it's like if
Uh-huh.
you kept Devers at third and Bregman moved to second, who gets removed from second? Because either way, the morale is getting a blow to some capacity,
So
right?
second is already platooned.
Okay.
You have Christian Campbell, who can play second and can play the outfield.
Okay.
You have Trevor Story, who could play second. He's mainly a shortstop, but he could play second. Um, Bregman, obviously. So you have a couple spots on this team that could platoon.
This
And
is
I agree with Phil that right now for this team where they stand, that is your best option. You don't know where people fit
so platooning
right now. You don't
is a
know.
common thing in
But yeah,
baseball. Do a lot of clubs do
it's
this?
It's
your
it's
utility
more common
players.
than you
Okay.
Yeah.
realize.
Because I'm sitting here, I'm like, so why go after a player where you already have the position filled?
When
Because he can go.
it
Yeah.
it's hard when you have like these stars and everything. You have these big stars on your team, or you have that really good 10, 11th guy, and you just, I mean, especially at this point of the season, you just want to get them playing time because who knows what's going to happen down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're playing into October,
Yeah, long ass
and that's the thing
season
you got to think about. That's the thing you got to
The
think about
longevity
also,
of the season.
for sure.
right?
And then you have that win because another thing too, which is why I'm not really like I'm concerned about Devers. Of course, I want
Yeah,
him
we all
to.
are.
I don't want him to be fucked up mentally, but it's like
No, he
it's only
is.
game 3.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
182 games. He can be 0 for 19 right now, but if he gets on a fucking tear,
Yeah,
it could
that's
get
all. So
scary.
what needs to happen? And on the local broadcast, Lou Merloni brought up a good point. It was Saturday night. I was watching it during the breaks in the college games. He said that all Rafi needs is to see one.
Absolutely.
Oh
And
yeah, he
honestly,
just
it
needs
doesn't
he
even
just needs
need
to
to.
hit something good.
It doesn't even need to be a homer. Just rip one, a
Yeah,
single. Just see the ball hit the bat and get on
Yep.
base. Once you rip one, it's a snowball effect, and it just
absolutely.
continues, and you get your momentum, and then one turns
Confidence.
into
Yeah.
two, and then here come the home runs, and then here comes the old Rafi versus what's happening now. And the only way, because I've heard a lot of people say, "Yo, you got to sit him, you got to get his mind right, maybe a couple of days off." No, my mind, the only way that he's gonna get out of this reps.
So he's not good enough, but that's also another thing too. It's like so he's not even good enough to be even mentioned in a platoon. They just automatically just moved him to
I
DH.
think I think the Red Sox aren't thinking of like I think they're not thinking about
No.
that. They're just like,
They're
cool,
stuck
like
in
you're
their,
DHing, like basically become David Ortiz.
which
Yeah,
he's
no.
not going to become
Yeah,
overnight,
you
Exactly.
and he's probably never going
and you,
to
you just
become.
you can't put
Yeah,
that amount of pressure on
honestly,
on any
and
athlete.
I know I'm pretty sure it's probably happening. We don't know. We're we don't know behind the scenes for the Red Sox. Get Poppy.
Oh, he's there.
Get
You
Poppy
better believe he's
talking
trying.
to him. Be
You
like,
better believe
listen,
he's there.
like get him on the phone.
They
Get
probably
it.
talk every
Tell
day.
him
Dude,
to
yeah,
fuck. Yeah,
Devers, dude. I guarantee you, Devers and Poppy are probably like very
I'm
close.
They're
just saying
probably on the phone. They're probably on the phone
that
right now. To be
Yeah,
is
honest.
one way to break him out of this is to get Poppy and just be like, listen, fucking talk to him. Something's wrong upstairs. He's not seeing the ball. Something's going on. Please help. And obviously, Ortiz is going to do that.
Yeah, I
Uh,
made I made the joke. I made the joke to my brother this morning. My brother's. I love the Sox. I'll forever love the Sox. But my brother is insane, and he was texting me. We've been talking about the Devers situation over the past couple of days. But that's how I knew he was 0 for 16. But now the Phil
for
confirmed
19.
19.
for
It's
19, 15
yeah.
strikeouts.
I was like, yeah, he needs to get one of them fucking torpedo bats from fucking
Facts.
the Yankees. See if that helps him out.
And we'll transition to the torpedo bat with that. Because I know Phil's itching. I see him biting his lip. He's scratching, fucking waiting to talk about it. So I won't even say anything, Derek. I would just hold back. The floor is yours, sir.
Dude, these
Let him
torpedo
have it.
bats are fucking wild. Here's the stat. Ellie De La Cruz tonight with the bat. 4 for 5, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, 4 runs. My question is, when does MLB say enough of this?
What's the
So
difference?
I don't think that it'll be I
It
don't think that it'll be a change because they fall within the
right.
within the
Well,
rules.
it falls within the rules, but if they're gonna start putting up these crazy numbers, let's just bring steroids back. This
You
this
took the
is literally
words right
this
out of my
is
mouth.
literally gonna be the steroid era, but the torpedo bat era now.
I was literally just going to say, what's the difference between this and steroids? What is
Exactly.
the
And that's literally
difference?
what this is. Like you got dudes. I'm sorry, Ellie De La Cruz should not have those he dude's one of the best players in major leagues. He should not have 2 home runs, regardless of who they're playing.
I also say, to raise you on that one, Aaron fucking Judge can already hit the ball from here to Australia.
Yup.
We don't need to give him a friggin' bat that allows him to hit a ball into orbit.
Yeah.
So Ellie,
No,
so the torpedo bat isn't only
not just the Yankees
for
now.
the Yankees.
No.
It's other
So
people have
last
called around for it.
season, so I believe it was Stanton used it
Yep.
first last season. I mean Stanton I think had just a mediocre season for him.
He's been
But
mediocre
now
for a
all of a
while.
sudden the Yankees pull it out and they put up what 20? I think 20 runs against the Brewers,
Yeah.
20
who
on
suck
Saturday and
anyways. But
12 yesterday.
yeah, like absolutely unreal. Judge is hitting like 3 home
Now,
runs, just
now the thing
laughing.
Yeah,
is,
he's on Judge is on pace for 308.
Yeah, that's crazy.
if this continues, say this continues through the season, right? They let this go because it falls within the rules, so there's nothing we can do. But
Yeah,
they say that next season we're eliminating them because for the rule of the game, for the integrity of the game, and blah 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 blah. Here's what I raise. Here's my question: should these stats count?
I mean they're gonna count. It's in the season. I mean maybe
Should they have an
you're gonna have your
asterisk
diehard
on them
baseball
like
fans that put in
steroids?
same thing as the steroids. You got asterisks, put an asterisk next to the season, but at the end of the day, it still counts.
So all the guys that win this year, like if somebody wins the Triple Crown this year and they use the torpedo bat, should that be valid?
I mean, it depends in the eyes of the person, but
All I know is if if they're gonna get rid of the torpedo bats for the season, right? I think it's heading that way. I think you're gonna start seeing the numbers inflate a lot. You're gonna see balls flying out of
yeah,
Fenway, and they're gonna eventually put the kibosh on it. But one thing I request: if they do take away these bats, please bring them back for the home run derby.
Oh
yes,
my
thank
gosh.
you.
Please bring these bats back, or let them be legal for the home
Dude,
run derby. That is
you
how you bring fans back
I think that's
to stuff
probably
like that.
a good point. I mean,
you
if it,
know they're
I
gonna.
don't know how
They
bad it's
have
gonna
to.
get. I don't know where this is gonna go. I firmly believe that if it started the season, then it has to finish.
Yeah.
But I guess a good transition period would be All Star Weekend, and that be the cutoff. Like, all right, the final time that you guys are able to use these bats will be for entertainment purposes in the home run
Yep.
derby, and obviously moving forward, okay, you guys can use these. I mean, that was something that's something that I've always questioned as far as the sport too. It's like, why the entire you're playing your entire life playing this sport, becoming the player that you are with an aluminum bat,
Mm-hmm.
and now you just transition into wood
Would.
bats in the pros, and it's like I never understood that at all. Like two completely different elements.
I didn't.
Like
I've never been a fan of that either.
I
I think if you, I think minor like t-ball or like little league and shit. Yeah, that's fine with the aluminum bats because these kids are gonna be breaking fucking wood bats left and right. Y'all know that, and it's pretty
100%.
difficult to break a metal bat. I've seen it happen, but it's very difficult to snap it. I swear to God, I've seen somebody snap an aluminum bat before. It happened at Foss Park in Somerville.
Sheesh.
Terrible.
Regardless, I agree. I think the wooden bat should be as soon as you hit high school. I think you should be starting to use them. I think that there is some schools that ban the aluminum bats or say that they can only use wood.
So I
But
think what I've seen is just from friends who have played in summer leagues and stuff like that. High school obviously is metal. We all know
Mhm.
that. College is metal, which I think college needs to go to wood
Yeah,
completely.
because that's what I'm
Be,
Yeah,
saying. It's so entertaining. Even softball.
hmm
Softball in college, you see all these shits are getting cranked.
although
Yeah,
in the
but
College World Series, I would miss the ping.
yes,
That's kind of you
I mean it's
you
just
hear
it's
that and
just a noise you
you're like,
love.
oh,
Yeah.
college. That's college. That's
But the summer leagues,
Mhm.
um, the big one, the
Cape
Cape
Cod League.
Cod Summer League, I believe that's completely
I think it's
wood.
I
I
think it's 100% now.
I believe Cape Cod League is yeah, like you said, 100% wood. So you got these kids swinging wood bats all summer, and then they
Crazy.
either go back to metal, like they go back to metal. Why
Cape
not
Cod,
just
that's
make
wood.
it uniform across the board?
Hmm.
And high school is metal, but as soon as you get to that senior year
Hmm.
summer league
Hmm.
and you go into college, it should just
I
be
agree.
all wood. Then we're gonna
It
find out how real this power of these kids are.
it sets these kids up for failure too, because how did we know? Are they just good because they have a bat that can make the ball go farther?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it's all it comes back to football too, where it's like I hate the rule that in college you only have to get 1 foot down, but in the NFL you have to get
Mm.
two. You create
Yes.
bad habits. No wonder why fucking Jalen Poe can't get 2 feet in. You know, part of the
Yeah.
reason. Part of the
Yeah.
reason
We
he's
we we got to
he's an idiot.
uniform.
But
We got to uniform more rules
I agree.
in the sport.
I agree. But I'd say I'm a big fan of just making sports entertaining. And yes, you do. I'm entertained by like Paul Skeens throwing, two hitters. Obviously, I'm a big pitcher guy. I was a pitcher. I was a pitcher and a first baseman. So like, I'm gonna be susceptible to that. But if the game is entertaining with the torpedo bats, listen. Back in the day, they had spitballs. They had
Yep.
shit on the. They had Vaseline and pine tar on their helmets, and Bob Gibson would spin shit, and guys would be like, "How the fuck?" Like, there's been a lot of stuff in the past. Steroid era, just
Illegally, yeah.
illegal, but it was used.
So
Hmm.
wait,
Let's just leave
now
it
here's a
alone.
question with the torpedo
Yeah,
bats. Corked bats versus torpedo bats. Where's the difference?
So I'm not even. I don't even know
it's a
I
good
guess
one.
what is the science behind this torpedo bat?
It's
So
yeah,
from what I've read is it's
it's shaped.
basically just a thicker piece of
I've seen
wood
the
on the
photo.
on the the sweet spot of the bat is the thicker piece of wood that lets you hit it harder, like however they work. It's a
Mhm.
Yeah,
bigger sweet spot.
it just
So
doesn't seem
the
like that's something
yeah,
that should be fucking used. Like these are professional baseball players.
Right.
Like
mhm.
why are you trying to schematic? And obviously, like I guess this is kind of different when it comes to the tush push because it's like you're stretching the rules a
Yeah,
little bit too much. Like this is America's pastime. This is what we've as a nation have has utilized to bring people together, bring sports
the
together.
longest yeah, the longest remaining game, the oldest
And
remaining.
it's like there's so many incredible things that have been done. Obviously,
Hmm.
there's asterisks and there's
Yeah, the steroid era is the
scars,
biggest one.
of course. But
Right.
it's like, do we? Okay, we sped the game up, right, with the pitch count, which I personally agree with. I'm in favor of the pitch
I
count,
I
was too.
hated it,
but
and now I love it.
don't you're doing the pitchers a disservice now because you're allowing like now I have to skim and I would assume that pitchers are so good that they'll be able to maneuver around
Eventually,
this bat, of
eventually you'll be
course.
able to.
But it's like you're rushing these dudes, but now you're rushing them, and you're basically allowing these dudes who are probably doing steroids anyway
Oh God!
on the low
You tell me Aaron
to
Judge, that's all natural. Get out of
come
here.
on, bro. Come on, bro. Nobody's telling. Don't even get me started on Aaron Judge. But you're gonna sit here and give these hitters like another advantage.
It's true.
Like, what are we doing? Like,
I
just because okay, I think the game got better with the pitch count because the games are moving along
right.
and they're not as boring. I don't really
It
consider baseball boring. I think it's very strategic. But
it was sometimes painful to watch though when they go
exactly,
4 or 5 hour
exactly.
games. It's like, oh
And
Jesus
it's like
Christ.
but now I see the entertainment aspect of it. It got immensely better with the pitch count.
Yeah.
But now you're prolonging the game now with giving hitters fucking
And that game took a while yesterday because obviously
20,
scored 20
20,
runs
20
or Saturday.
runs.
Yep.
Yeah,
20
you're
and
gonna
then
you're gonna
20.
slow down the game once
Yeah.
Like
again.
you're doing yourself a disservice. Like
Like I said,
that shit is corny.
for entertainment purposes, I would love them. But for the integrity of the game,
Yeah,
I
it's
think I
terrible.
I
think
think it's time
MLB.
for them to
I
go.
think the more that because now you got for the Phillies today, Alec Boehm swung a torpedo bat. According to one of the videos I saw from Victus Sports, the guys who make up most of the Phillies bats, you're gonna have 3 or 4 more guys swinging that torpedo bat. I think once this starts going across the
It's
league
gonna.
and more guys do it, and then you see these crazy numbers being put up,
Mm-hmm.
MLB is going to step in and be like, "All right, we're done with
Yep.
this. Like
Yep.
this was the test. This was fun, but now you're
Yep.
taking out.
I mean, did you
Now you got
see it?
basically you
And you're
got
making the
college
game
score
longer. Like,
games.
No.
yeah,
But
you're
did you
making the
see the
game.
bat? Like it's
I
like
saw it,
Yeah,
yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, what is that?
out
I
there.
saw the still photo. I'm
hmm
like, what?
dude,
Like, this isn't even
it's absolutely
baseball. You're getting
insane.
into cricket.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Like,
borderline cricket.
what are y'all doing?
Mm-hmm.
It
It's
makes
like a
no sense.
paddle.
And I don't know, to your question, Phil, I'm not really, the only corked bat I'm really familiar with is obviously Sammy Sosa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about any other player, to be honest, but
There is no
uh,
difference.
yeah, it's like,
The Queen. There was a few cork bats out there. I forget. I
Somebody
wish I
else
could
on
remember
somebody in the Yankees had
who
one. Hold on.
was it Brett Gardner?
Yeah, maybe. We're all
I'm seeing if I
diving
could
into the court
come up with it.
bats.
There was a big one that somebody got caught, and besides the whole
Albert
yeah,
Bell.
Sosa one.
but it's like, okay, but think about it though, right? Imagine, like, you got Sammy Sosa, who is fucking dead center in the steroid era,
Hmm.
with a corked bat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Sammy Sosa doesn't need a corked bat.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, rightfully so. But he obviously juiced too, though. But it's
Oh,
like
facts. He
you
doesn't
you're
need that
giving
either.
you're giving the Monstars
Hmm.
the magic power and
Michael's secret
you
stuff. Giggity.
know
Yep.
exactly like
Albert
what's going on.
Albert Bell was the other one that had a corked bat.
Oh, that was a big one too, and he went from all to nothing
Mm-hmm.
basically.
So
Terrible.
there's differences.
That's diminishing. Somebody's gonna get a fucking ridiculous
Mm-hmm.
contract. Somebody's gonna get highway robbery,
Yep.
Jamarcus Russell type robbery,
Ooh.
and
Yikes.
and and become the most hated person for a franchise next year because of shit like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, there's no way. You like,
Mm-hmm.
and you give a player that's already cheating more confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah,
all right, buddy,
you're setting this up for to go.
drastic. So
Yeah.
to be fair, I didn't know. I thought that this was just a Yankees thing. I
No,
didn't know it was across the
it's
board
spreading
No,
now.
this
It's
because
is
starting to spread.
I made the post this morning. Like, okay, like if well, they obviously need to spread this throughout all the clubs,
Mm-hmm.
and if not, let them do
yeah.
steroids.
Yankees
because now
set the
you're making it
precedent.
neutral. If you're allowing batters to
Funny though.
be on the juice, you're also allowing the pitchers to be on the juice. So now we get to see some ill shit.
It's funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's kind of expected that the Yankees would start something like this. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Hmm.
I mean, it's and you know what the irony of it is, I don't know where the kid is from, but I think the person that created this technology is from MIT.
Yes.
Shocking.
Yeah, I think they said he was with the Yankees until like 20, I think within like the last
You know
year
what
or two.
happens? You lose the World Series in embarrassing fashion, and you got to come up with a fucking bat
Yep.
that looks like a paddle
And
in order.
all the fans got
If
excuses.
Of course,
All the
if
fans
there's
are
any
pulling
they do.
Yankee
Of course, they
fans,
do.
if there's any Yankee fans watching this, just don't forget about top of the fifth. Just don't forget top of the fifth. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget
Yikes.
top of the fifth. Don't forget, like, what, 17 of the World Series were won before a person of color even played.
Hmm.
Oh, we're going down that
Let's
road.
let's
We're going down
Well,
all the
that
don't
roads
forget
tonight.
don't forget that Aaron Judge only had, I think, 20 home runs hit the year prior in the minors before his first ever at bat as a Yankee in the majors. Like, come on, guys. Let's
Also,
be
don't forget if we're talking about Yankees and numbers, 3-0.
yeah. I mean, I'm waiting to watch that
I
documentary because
it's dude, it's still in my queue. Every time I go
yeah,
on Netflix, I'm like, I want to watch this today, and
yeah.
then something else comes up. Oh, I'm gonna
I
watch it. It's
need
like
I want it to be. I was waiting for it to get like
baseball to get rolling.
much not yeah baseball rolling, and then I
Yeah,
want to see I want it to be nicer outside.
it's a
Sure.
good one.
it
Here,
was nice
I say
today.
we could say on the Yankees topic too. How many of those home runs are not home runs when they go to that short porch
All
and
of
right?
them.
Yeah. Right.
They play in a fucking little league park.
I
Yep.
know.
It's disgusting. That friggin'
I would never.
that friggin' stadium,
I
man.
would never.
Ugh,
I would never. I would
like
never. I would
brutal,
never. I would
brutal. And if
never.
anybody says anything different, you're an idiot.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
How do you not
mean,
think that there's a huge advantage to playing in a field that has those dimensions? You
delusion
shitting me
is a
now?
drug.
I feel like I remember seeing something last year. Judge would have had like 10 or so less home runs had he been playing in a regular ballpark.
Can you imagine some of these
Regular.
guys playing at Fenway with the wall? Like
Yeah,
most of these line drives that they hit that get out, they're hitting off the wall.
they're
They're
hitting off the wall,
singles
right?
because, as we all know, if you've watched any games at Fenway, if you hit the ball, if you hit a rocket off that wall, if the fielder knows how to play the ball off the wall, you're being held to a single. Think
Yep.
about that. You're getting three bases taken away from you just because of where you're playing.
Facts.
Yeah.
So don't talk to. Yeah, I agree. Don't talk to me about the fucking stadium and that little league fucking field that they have. Williamsport
I'm
is
curious
better
how
than that friggin'
I'm
place.
I'm curious how the players view it. Like, are there mixed feelings about it? Like,
There's been a lot of
are
people
there
that
guys that
call
Yeah,
are
I think
like
there's
ready?
definitely a
Like,
lot of mixed feelings on
yeah.
that stadium.
I
well, not the stadium. I mean, as far as the bat, like,
oh
Oh,
that
like you said, Ellie,
as a hitter
phenomenal
you love
baseball
it, as a
player,
pitcher you don't.
but it's like,
that's I haven't seen. It was I think it was the Brewers pitcher that made a comment
Yeah, he did.
about the bat,
Hmm.
but other than I don't remember. Let's see.
It'll once ball once balls stop flying out of parks, it's gonna get
So
there.
Trevor McGill, after the series, he said, "I think it's terrible. I feel like it's something used in slow pitch softball. It's genius. It puts mass all in one spot. It might be Bush League, it might not be, but it's the Yankees, so they'll let it
yeah,
slide."
yeah, I did see that. I didn't. I saw that. I saw the last part. I didn't see the full quote.
That's
That was
so
phenomenal.
yeah, that's the full quote. But obviously, yeah, we all see it's the Yankees. They'll let it
Hmm.
slide.
Which is
Okay.
true.
But now
Yep.
they're making it. Now they're expanding it to all the clubs. So
And that's
I'm
why I
curious how that.
think
I'm curious how that's gonna.
MLB needs to make a very quick decision on
For
this.
sure, for sure.
But part of me thinks they already did because they just announced Victus and Marucci as the official bats of Major League Baseball this year. Both
Mhm.
companies have already mass produced the torpedo bats. They're sending them out to all their players now. So they're going across the whole board, meaning in theory, MLB's like, yeah, let's go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Because would assume I would assume Victus and Marucci have to get some type of approval from MLB for these bats, right?
You
Absolutely.
would
I
think
mean,
so. You have to.
if they're in compliance with the rules, then of
Yeah.
course they're. Hey, listen, it could be, and we all know it's a business.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is gonna crank viewership up.
100%.
You know, if now people are gonna, I don't know how long the games are gonna be because now you're kind of countering the
You hit
pitch
a
clock,
sweet
but
spot with the length, though, with the games.
yeah,
Like the time of the
exactly,
games
exactly.
are it's pretty good. Like you hit what two? They average what two
I thought I saw
ish,
Two and a half, right?
I
two and a half,
thought I saw like 220,
which is
230.
perfect. That's fine. It's when it got into three, 3.5. You'll remember Red Sox Yankees games used to be fucking four, sometimes five if it was on
Yep.
Sunday Night Baseball or if it was on the Fox game of the
Oh
week.
yeah. Yeah.
Like it used to be the fucking thing started at 7 and they'd be like, well, the time it's now Sunday.
Yeah,
Like it's like
and then
yeah,
Sports
being
Center the
at I
next
was
one.
at some
Well,
of those
while you guys
games.
were asleep, this team
Right.
won an extra inning.
Dude,
Yes.
I remember nights when we would go when we leave Curry College and go to the Sox game. And then next thing you know, we're like leaving and it's almost midnight. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
where did the time go? But awesome,
Mm-hmm.
I love this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, real quick. So Phil went to college in Massachusetts.
Okay.
My
So
He's
my freshman year, I went to Curry
yeah,
College.
Curry.
that's the
What are they?
Boston
Milton,
connection.
Colonials.
Milton.
No, I know where it is, but like, what is their logo? They're like
I don't know that. I know they're
Cologne.
Couldn't
purple,
tell you
right?
anymore.
Yeah. I used to play. I played them a couple times.
But
I want to say it's
Purple.
just like a current. It's basically a kernel.
Yeah, Colonel. Yeah, I think that's what they are. Fucking purple team.
Yep.
Losers.
um,
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, torpedo bats.
I guess we'll see.
Who had torpedo bats on their 2025 bingo card? That's all. That's my question.
I
Certainly
have no
not I.
fucking idea.
Certainly
Didn't
not
even
me.
know that was I didn't even know that was on the MLB's agenda, to be honest. So
I don't even
I don't
think
think
they
MLB
do.
was like I said. Apparently, Stanton used it last year in the playoffs, but obviously nobody noticed it. Stanton wasn't himself,
Right.
word.
and all that. So
Which could have been a fluke.
Could have been.
It could have been a business move. So
yep.
I mean, it could all because it was so late in the season. Probably could have been, a business move where they're like, all right, this we all know who you are.
Right.
See if you can, if you can do it,
Right.
or manipulate everybody into thinking that it's not what it's,
Yeah.
made out to be, knowing because we're not at these fucking batting
Yep.
practices.
No.
So these motherfuckers could be cranking. These dudes are probably having home run derbies all day long.
Oh, 100%.
So
Probably.
you mastering how to maneuver this bat, and I don't know what the contract is with the companies, but either they're either gonna have to come up with the money up front, or they already paid them up front.
Of course.
So they don't. So if they make the ban or make a move regarding removing them, then that's a lot of money that either got to be paid or that was already paid.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I guess we'll see. I mean, it's still single digit, in the game, but I mean,
It's something
only time will
to
tell.
talk about, and
Hopefully,
that's what got us some content.
hopefully, fucking Raffy Devers got one or
Facts.
some.
Give Rafi one.
Yeah.
Something.
I was gonna say somebody make sure Devers gets
You know
one.
what?
For real.
You know what needs to happen? Somebody needs to give, and if neither one of you gets this, I'm going to be highly disappointed, and we're probably just going to end the show if y'all don't even get this one.
Just hang up.
We're just going to hang up, and we're going to go to the next episode. Somebody needs to get Raffy Jobu.
Yep.
Somebody needs to go get Jobu, find him, bring him to the Red Sox clubhouse, put him in his locker, and say, offer him some rum, put Devers in front of the locker, and be like, listen, this is your guy. Hang with Jobu for a little bit. He's going to bless the bats, do that little thing, wake the bats up, and maybe we'll start rolling here, because that's the only fucking thing I can think of now.
You could just give the bat a hat.
Bats need hats. Hats for bats.
Hats for bats.
One of the best, if not the best, baseball movie.
Love
of all time.
it.
So, Major League. If you haven't seen it out there, go watch it, please.
Let's say I feel like if you haven't seen it, you're living under a rock.
Derek, are you living under a rock? Have you seen Major League?
Yeah, bro. I don't do no baseball
There you
movies,
go.
bro.
Derek,
Angels in the outfield.
You gotta go watch it.
So it's not. So it's a comedy. It's not a serious movie. You have to watch it.
It's not an inspirational joint.
No, far from it. It's Charlie Sheen's in it. Wesley Snipes is in it.
Oh man.
It's about the Cleveland Indians.
Okay.
They suck so bad that their owner is like she puts together this like horrendous fucking team of misfits so she can move the team out of Cleveland, and then they somehow some way start winning games, and it is fucking hilarious. There's a Major League 1, 2, and there's a 3. Watch them all. They're all fucking great. You'll get that. What's his name? What's Pedro Serrano? Dennis Haysbert is Pedro Serrano.
Yes.
Okay. The Allstate guy.
Okay.
That's
all right.
Pedro Serrano. He is by far the funniest character. He's top 15 funny characters of all time. He's just dude, you have to watch it. You have to.
Hats for bat, keep that warm.
Keep hats for bats.
Serrano. All right.
Serrano wants to wake up bats.
I'll add it to the list.
So 1, 2, and 3. Watch them all. They're all good.
I got you. I'll report back. I promise.
Take a day when it's raining. Watch back to back to back.
Just watch them. You said you wanted to get into baseball now. That's a perfect fucking way to get into baseball. So watch those 3 movies.
It's supposed to be shitty the next couple of days anyway. So
same.
I'll try to make it happen.
Same here.
Flip those
shitty
on
right now outside.
Yeah. That's why I had to shut the window because the fucking door was like doing that. So, yeah, baseball season is officially underway.
Happy Monday.
Like we said, our Boston Red Sox are shitting down their leg as we speak, but it's okay because it's only the first 5.
Still early.
Phil's Phillies over there, a different story, but they're a little bit more.
We're looking all right. We still make horrible pitchers look fucking fantastic, but that's a whole nother world.
The Boston Red Sox do that too, so we're in the same boat there. But hopefully there's a collision course this year, like we said. Hopefully Boston Philly is the matchup we see in October, and you bet your ass, I don't care. I'll buy a Jobu and I'll will my way down to Philly if the Red Sox and I was gonna say the Red Sox and the Yankees, the Red Sox and the Phillies match up in the World Series. But we got a long way to go. We got so many shows. We got so much stuff to get to before the World Series.
We got 156. 156, 157?
Yeah.
Because we're 4 or 5 games in, depending on who you are. So
1 and 4 till 5 in. Yeah. So 1.
Yeah, we just played our 4th. We just played our 4th game. 4th game today. So
yeah, we have a stupid off day tomorrow for some reason.
Yep.
It's like the opening day.
Yeah.
If opening day gets rained out, then they
shit will probably get rained out this week anyway. So
yeah. So Friday's supposed to be all right. Friday's supposed to be overcast, 60. Actually, pinching 70. I think hopefully, they said.
Hopefully.
So
I'm hoping that
good day to be at the ballpark.
I got Phillies tickets versus the Rockies Thursday, and then versus the Dodgers.
The Dodgers.
Friday night Dodgers Phillies.
You see the Dodgers on Friday, huh?
That's going to be hopefully it's going to be a hell of a ball game.
Enjoy, brother. Enjoy.
The team that just is going to barrel through again.
Yep. They are the team to beat right now.
Crazy.
They for sure are. But, we'll see. That's why you play the games, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
you play to win the game.
to play to win the game.
Yep.
So, see. And like Sammy Sosa said, baseball has been very good to me. So hopefully baseball is good to us as a team here, because obviously we want to see the Red Sox and the Phillies meet up in the Fall Classic.
Yeah, we'll make a series happen for sure.
I mean, we play each other in July.
I want to say it's July, and I want to say it's in Boston this
No,
year.
it's in
because last year was in Philly.
It's in Philly.
Is it in
It
Philly?
was in Boston last year. Yeah, it's in Philly this year.
Oh, I'm flip flopped on it. Oh, it's like a midweek series though.
It's midweek, but I told you there's a big. Obviously, I would come down for the Red Sox, but there's a huge reason why I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Is Nelly is the post game concert for one of them,
Oh,
and I'm like,
that's right. That is that game. That is that series.
fuck it, Red Sox Phillies, and I get some Nelly after the game.
See if I can
whatever's left of Nelly, I guess.
I mean, I feel like he'll still put on like a semi decent show.
I've seen him a few times. When I worked at the Garden, and then I saw him. He opened for Florida Georgia Line when it was him, the Backstreet Boys.
Oh yeah, when he was doing all this stuff with them.
Yeah, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, oh no, it wasn't Morgan. It was Chris Lane. I was gonna say I thought Morgan Wallen was the first one, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
but
July 21st through the 23rd in Philly.
You can get some country grandma up north.
Say less.
I believe July 22nd. I believe is the
concert.
I want to say is the concert. I thought it was a Tuesday.
Got a few months. I know. It just the timing sucks, but
yeah, we'll see. Try and make that happen for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh. Well,
guess that's a wrap for Happy Monday, right?
I think it's a wrap. We appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you for having me as always.
Yeah, for sure. Man.
The engagement too. I appreciate even if you didn't, the engagement was dope.
Yeah.
Appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, appreciate all y'all.
This was an impromptu show for sure. We've been trying to put some shit together and just keep rolling.
Tell you out there, everybody out there, it's not easy doing this. Starting a podcast is not easy. You get into all different types of things that you can use, and then one thing doesn't work, and then you try and stream to another thing, and it's like, so bear with us. We're still in the very infant stages of this, but we're rocking and rolling, and stay tuned for Friday, 9 a.m. to the page. If you didn't see the story, go check the story out. But this Friday at 9 a.m., we got some big news dropping, biggest since we've announced the beginning of this podcast. So stay tuned, and we are ready to roll that news out. So I'm pumped for it. It was something that we just were like, yeah, absolutely. So book it, signed, sealed, delivered, and we'll throw it out there. So stay tuned, y'all. Friday morning, 9 a.m. Stay tuned to the page this week, because never know, some stuff could, little Easter eggs, little breadcrumbs we could sprinkle in there to kind of make it think. So, but we appreciate you, Phil. Thank you for coming on, sir. It's always a pleasure. You and those Philly scumbags down there, take care. We love y'all. And Sam, I know you're in there somewhere. Yeah, see, you're shy now. You're not shy anywhere else, but when the camera's on, you go quiet, like a little church mouse. So, all right.
I'm getting the looks right now.
All right. Well, all right. Aww.
Wow.
All right, y'all.
Fuck
the
Yankees.
Facts.
There it is.
Yankees suck. We out.
Later.